more in her verses than in her visage. I recognized that there was journalistic capital to be made here, and he continued his savage invective with references to Mrs. Moore's appearance. Julia wears her hair plain, he wrote, like Alfred Tennyson and Sitting Bull. It hangs down her back in perfect abandon and wild profusion, shedding bear's oil over the collar of her dress, regardless of expense. Though deeply hurt by the comments in the press, Mrs. Moore reacted with the dignity and aplomb of one who understands the sacred obligations of her artistic calling, and she responded both in prose and in verse to her critics. Literary is a work very difficult to do, she explained, thus conveying with brilliant simplicity the anguish of all who, throughout the centuries, have found themselves sandwiched between the demands of the muse on the one hand and the stark challenge of the blank page on the other. Undaunted, she continued to write poems with barely a glance in the direction of her sniggering detractors. The first poem of her next book concluded with the lines, "And now, dear friends, what I have wrote, I hope you will pass o'er, and not criticize as some have done hitherto, heretofore." I should like to share with you what I feel is one of Mrs. Moore's greatest poems, and this is what I've distributed and what most of you will find before you. I was not anticipating a turnout of such proportions, so some of you may have to manage without, but more copies can be made tomorrow if you would like to have some. Croquet by Moonlight. On a moonlight evening in the month of May, a number of young people were playing at croquet. They mingled together, the bashful with the gay, and had a pleasant time and chat while playing at croquet. The poem certainly starts on a positive, promising note. Spring has come to Michigan. Young people of both sexes are happily socializing. It is May, warm enough to be playing outdoors, and the moon is full, or nearly so. Clearly the scene is set for a stirring of the hormones and for Cupid to let fly with his dart. The stanza, and indeed the whole poem, veritably throb with ill-repressed sensuality. Now comes the chorus. This play they call croquet, croquet. This play they call croquet. It is amusement for the young. This play they call croquet. Something's happened. A cloud has passed over the self-assured nonchalance of the first stanza. A certain ambivalence seems to have raised its head. Mrs. Moore seems to be distancing herself from the game. It is mere play and mere amusement now, and it is this play they call croquet. For some reason, Mrs. Moore sounds almost dismissive, unloading onto unnamed others the credit, or is it the blame for the name of the game? The fact that the statement occurs no fewer than 3 times in the chorus naturally makes a profound impact on the reader or listener, and the line, "It is amusement for the young," sandwiched as it is between lines 1, 2, and 4, is inevitably coloured by the tone of the rest of the chorus, so that one cannot help interpreting that line as an attempt to trivialize croquet as perhaps mere amusement for immature juveniles. We start to see the rich texture of the poem. Stanzas of an apparently upbeat character alternate with a chorus that is decidedly downbeat, and as a result a dialectical movement and powerful tension emerge. On that pleasant evening, the moon shone clear and bright, and every heart among that crowd was filled with great delight. It was a merry party, for Lady Dell was there. Her merry laugh was heard above the rest, was heard by all, so fair. This play they call croquet, croquet. This play they call croquet. It is amusement for the young. This play they call croquet. Lady Dell was there. What's this? Some visiting member of the British aristocracy dropping by southern Michigan for a springtime game of croquet? I think not. To judge from the rest of the poem, Dell is clearly a local resident. But why then Lady Dell? Does this not suggest some irony on Mrs. Moore's part? I'm inclined to think so, especially when the following line tells us very bluntly that her laugh resounded powerfully, drowning out all the others, and could be heard by everyone.